Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries this evening. I think the spoiler or punchline of this story has been given away in the title and the preview. But I'm just going to, I guess I'll tell it like no one's ever seen that. They overlooked it. So it is about a job. So while on the topic of jobs, I just wanted to, as an aside, because this is about seeking a job, is kind of not like, a serious note, but something to always keep in mind from someone that has been working in the civilian world. I didn't just do acting, believe me. Is that never, well, a good thing to do when you're in a job, if you're not madly in love with your job, is to periodically look for other jobs. Now, this isn't necessarily to say that you want the other job. It would be nice, while you're in your job that you're maybe not in love with, but you're earning decent money. Look in the classifieds. Find things that interest you and apply for them and do the interviews. You don't have to take the job. If it's a great job that's better than where you are, great. But what it does, especially if you're in a job for some time, is it tweaks your interview skills, which always have to be tweaked. They have to be sharp, like at the drop of a hat, because nowadays. So even like if I would say, I hate to tell you employers, but employees, if you even smell that there's something going on, a couple of people have been let go, downsizing, financial, whatever, and it really starts to stink, look for another job immediately. Don't ever look for jobs unemployed. And I know that sounds ridiculous because we all do. We all have to. But your goal is to go from job to job to job, not fired, not quit. That's really how you really have to play it. You can never get fired. You can never quit. You just move from job to job. So at some point in that job, whether something's smelling like something's coming, or you just feel it's time, you by then have already honed your interview skills that you sort of lost in this current job. So two reasons. One, sharpen those interview skills, and two, you might find a better job. Wasn't the case for me, hence the story. So Sean was in his corporate job, his only corporate job. Look, if I pass gas in their direction, they'll just get so litigious, start like foaming at the mouth. So I'm not going to talk anymore about that corporate nightmare. But that, or in any other job, in that one in particular, I did what I just said, do these little interviews, sidelongs, take a day off, go on an interview, follow-up interview, whatever. See what it's like out there. Test yourself, Are you still interested to people? Interesting. Are they still interested in you? Why? And then you'll find those things out and so on. So that when the shit hits the fan, you're hitting the ground running. So I was doing one of those things, these practice interview things, and this one actually offered like $3,000 more than I was earning a year. Not much, but again, the practice, and it said publicist. Now I thought, wow, because I had like dabbled in interviews for like advertising, which was interesting, and those sorts of things, public relations, and things that were sort of out of my wheelhouse, but seemed interesting. I even got offered a job as an account manager at a major advertising agency, but didn't take it. But good practice. It was in Century City, very high powered, so I got back used to looking sharp and feeling sharp. So, see the ad, right? Publicist. Okay, so it's offering $3,000 more than I'm making. And I'm in this, practice mode that I'm always in. So, I, of course, answer the ad, do my shtick. I get an interview set. No application or anything, a lot of times. And so I go on the designated time and day. Now I wish I could remember, it was like 3 initials or 2 initials, Mega Media, Mega Trends Media, or Media, whatever media. It was communications. To me, I thought, publicist, public relations, communications. Okay. So I show up. I'll tell you about the relevance of the area and how I should have known what I was walking into, being an Angelino. But wasn't listening to myself as usual. So I'm driving into the valley, San Fernando Valley, deeper end, not way deep. Lots of industrial parks and stuff, officey, warehousey. The Van Nuys Airport is near there, very small airport. So I'm in this industrial complex, officey looking things that all look like each other in one place. So I go in, obviously pull up, park, go in. Nice place. The front is nice. I mean, not, palatial. It's still an industrial park, but it looks very clean and very professional. So I go in, tinted windows, the marquee, everything. Nice office. Nothing luxurious, nice, clean, pleasant waiting area. Lovely lady at the counter, desk, whatever. So I check in, as it were, and wait. And there is nothing untoward about this at this point. Okay, I am auditioning. I was going to say, I am interviewing to be a publicist working in public relations as advertised with this mega whatever. So time comes, right? Guy's ready, gal, whoever is ready. It was a guy actually that I knew, Mr. whoever. So time to go in. So in order to get to the executive offices where I'm interviewing to be the publicist of this mystery mega company, whatever, you have to go through the warehouse. Okay, so first of all, there's a warehouse? Okay. So you have to go through the warehouse, just not through the whole thing, but you have to kind of like round out the end of it to go to the other part where the other office is, and they're both sort of off of the giant warehouse. So she's like, follow me through the warehouse. And I'm still thinking, okay, is it toys maybe? Like I'm a publicist? What? You guys. Okay, so I'm clueless, right? I'm thinking I'm like, Mr. Excited Joe, going to be like working in public relations, Mr. Publicist, So, nice lady behind her desk says, follow me into the warehouse to get to Mr. Whatchamacallit's office. So, of course, I'm going to follow her. We enter the warehouse, you guys, and it is big. It is a giant warehouse. Office is off to the left, as I said. And there's people stacking and wrapping and boxing and stacking and lifting. Pornography. These were pornos. It was a warehouse full of pornos. And I don't even know, I think it's like being slapped in the head. Like I couldn't put two with two anymore. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe this is like another, like they're sharing office space. But they weren't. So I make my way through the boxes and stacks of, like Flesh Pond and Asian babysitters and whatever the hell. Oh my God. And the boxes, they're right there, and the guys are like smiling, like I'm walking into like, I don't know what, like haha, like you should have known, or surprise, or I don't know what. Not very funny to me. Didn't seem like the publicist thing I was going for at that point. So I make it into the office, and again, little birds, flying around my head. And there's this Mr. Whatchamacallit and his lady Whatchamacallit with him. And nice office, big desk, he's in a nice suit, she's nicely dressed. And I'm very welcomed, very, very pleasant encounter initially and throughout. So I sit down. I'm ignoring the fact that there's a warehouse full of pornos behind me. I mean, I'm smiling, but I'm so preoccupied at that point, you guys. So he starts talking about the position. The position is, the position this, the position will entail that, the position whatever. Publicist. He's referring to it as publicist. So he's describing what is everything that is not a publicist. Okay? Everything he's saying is not a publicist. But he's saying the position of publicist, and the publicist here and there and does this. That is not what publicists do. Not in my galaxy or anyone that I know of. So he's explaining to me that as a publicist, come public relations, come, no pun intended, whatever, my duties would entail, first of all, I was wrangling porno stars. So that was made clear to me, that I'm basically wrangling them, I guess, to get to their porno shoots or Uber Eats. I don't know what the hell. I mean, this is way before that. So maybe they did want Uber Eats. I don't know. So wrangling. And he says wrangling. I'm like, wrangling? And so I'm like, well, what exactly would that entail? You know, being public relations for these ladies and gentlemen, mostly ladies. And well, so I would have to be sure that they were up. And I would usually have to go get them. Okay, so now publicist has turned to answering service and chauffeur. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to make this clear enough so that we're not all completely weirded out by the miscalculation. And I'm like, oh, I said, well, so going to get them, I'm lost, guys. I mean, how do I spin this one? Well, something like, well, what does that entail, or further detail on that, or whatever. So he goes into explaining that they have to be risen like the dead, apparently. That I have to make sure they're up and at 'em, keep to their schedule, get where they need to go. So I'm thinking, can't you all just do that with a phone and a pen and paper and an alarm clock? And they're like, well, no, you know, this is specialized work. These are stars or luminaries or whatever, and are to be treated as such. No attitude. And they required this treatment of, you know, rise and shine, wakey. And then I'm supposed to make sure that they're at designated places. Where is the publicity part? Like, is my car painted with soda pop brands? Or I am so lost with the publicity at this point. And then he goes into explaining, because I'm pressing. Can you blame me? I'm pressing for details, I guess, or something at this point. And it got around to like, well, not like, why do I need to do these things, but maybe like, what is the relevance, or what's the end game here? And he proceeds to tell me that I can't say it directly, I think, on YouTube, but they have Ugdre Addictions, get that part? Ugdre Addictions. What? So you're volunteering to me that they have substance problems, and therefore they have trouble getting up because they were partying or shooting or whatever, and then I need to know that, and that is supposed to interest me more, I guess, or not, or scare me away. I don't know what they were trying to do at this point, and I'm looking at her, and she's looking at me just completely stone-faced smile, like, we all know what we're doing, don't we? We all know what we're talking about. Not really. So then it gets deeper into how they have to be handled, where they have to go, and what types of people they are. Not like, I mean, they're mostly female. It's ginger, whoever the hell that I'm supposed to know. I'm a gay guy. Come on. This is not gay. This is not gay porno. Trust me. I saw The Warehouse. And blah, and this, and she needs that, and this needs attending to. So, okay, I'm deep in now. I've long decided this. Number one, not a publicist. Number two, there's a big scary warehouse that should have tipped me off. I should have said, I need to go to the restroom and make a segue out to the car. So now it's sort of winding down in my own head, and how do I get out of here? And I usually I will deflect after the interview. I'll say not interested, I thought about it, blah, 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 whatever. But I start backing out before I even got out the door. So I'm sort of suggesting why this is not a good match. Boy, there are football fields about why this is not a good match, but I'm trying to, do a little crash course for them so I can get out of there. So they're picking up on the fact that this may not be for me. So they bumped the offer up 2,000. So now it goes from a blankety 3 to a blankety 5. So it's now $5,000 more than I'm making. No, 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 I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm not banging on some porno star's door trying to get her up out of her, induced delirium. It's just not me. I was corporate. I mean, good God, you guys, I wasn't making six figures yet as a director of 3 divisions, but I was, where was I in the civilian world at that time? Somewhere, but not, maybe I was just starting there. Either way, I was out. They were out me. She was out, both of us, and I was out of there. So I was very polite. It was really hard, because times were tough, to turn down that extra $5,000. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but those of us that are on salaries and whatever, 5,000 spread over 12 months, spread over and taking this, that, and the other out buys you a couple extra meals. So it was kind of hard to back out of. 2, I was really kind of crestfallen that it wasn't a publicist, because number 1, I was interested in being a publicist, and number 2, I wanted to know what the interview process would be like for a publicist. But I was a porno wrangler, an Uber Eats, and a driver. Not for me, guys. Not for me. So I made my way out politely. They were very, not puzzled, kind of like a puzzled disappointment, silence, kind of, as I was leaving. Sort of like, why didn't he want this? Like, why is he turning us down? And then, oh my God, we bumped it up a few grand. Why would he not now want it? Well, give it a fourth thought. Look at my resume. You do have 3 brain cells. So anyway, I escaped that. I continued to do my little practice interviewing thing. Once was a lateral move, like same position, another place. The other was a higher up or more different, more creative, or whatever. So keep doing it. Just don't go to multi-mega, whatchamacallit media, whatever. And watch out for those warehouses. If you see them, just, I don't know, so you have Crohn's and you have to fly. Okay, so anyway, enough about that. You know what to do, you know what I did and how it turned out. And I hope it was true to form. And like I said, all the tags are going to be the spoiler alert anyway about what the punchline was of the job, but oh well. So, love you as always. See you, of course, soon as always, tomorrow, with a couple things plugged in between. And I've got shows like on my desk lined up through Thursday. What day is it? Yeah, at least through Thursday or next Thursday. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll see you soon, okay? Love you guys. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for showing up for me. And it means a lot to me. And you know that. And I'll see you soon enough. Bye.